Okay, good morning, class. Today we'll be discussing the notes of rabies. So I'll be dictating that so you all can write it down. So I hope you all have a notebook and a pen with you. So we'll start, okay? So if you do not have, go and get it. And everyone, please switch on your videos. Yes, so we'll start, okay? Write down rabies. Rabies, rabies. Then write down rabies is a zoonotic disease. Zoonotic. Rabies is a zoonotic disease. Written. The next point write down. Rabies is a viral infection. Okay, can you people hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rabies is a viral infection that mainly spreads through a bite from an infected animal. Rabies is a viral infection that mainly spreads through a bite from an infected animal. Next point you write down. Without early treatment, comma, without early treatment, comma, it is usually fatal. Fatal, fatal. Written. Next point you write down. Rabies is also known as hydrophobia. If you do not understand the word, you tell me, then I'll dictate the spelling also. Okay. Rabies is known as hydrophobia. Hydro, hydrophobia. Phobia. Hydrophobia. Then next point you write down agent. Can you repeat the third point? Third point is rabies is also known as hydrophobia. Is that or before that?
That, ma'am.
Um, Before that, what did I say? Rabies is no. Wait. I said first line was rabies is a zoonotic disease, right? Then after that, I told you that that line, without early treatment, it is usually fatal. Fatal, fatal. Fatal means it is deadly. Okay, if you do not treat that early, it will turn into a deadly disease. So it is usually fatal. Without early treatment, comma, it is usually fatal. Written. Next, you write down agent. In the agent, you write down Lysa virus type 1. Lyssa, Lysa. Lysa virus, Lyssa, Lysa virus type 1. Of the rhabdovirus family. So write that RHAB rhabdo DO of the rhabdovirus family. RHABDO rhabdovirus VIRUS rhabdovirus family. Lysavirus type 1 of the rhabdovirus family. So rhabdovirus is a bigger group. So within that bigger group we have several other viruses. Okay, so within that the Lysavirus type 1 is responsible for causing rabies. Okay, written agent. After that you write down source of infection. Okay. Under that you write down source of infection to men. Source of infection to men is the saliva of Source of infection to men is the saliva, SALIVA, saliva of infected animals. Source of infection to men is the saliva of infected animals. Next point you write down under source of infection only. In dogs and cats, comma, in dogs and cats, comma, the virus may be present in dogs and cats, comma, the virus may be present in the saliva for in the saliva for 5 to 6 days. In dogs and cats, the virus may be present in the saliva for 5 to 6 days. Continue before onset of, continue the same line, before onset of before onset of clinical features and during the course of illness till death. And during the course of illness till death. Source of infection to men is the saliva of infected animals. Then next point is, in dogs and cats, the virus may be present in the saliva for 5 to 6 days before onset of clinical features and during the course of illness till death. Okay. Written everyone till here? Written? Okay. So next point you write down, host. So in host you write down under that all warm-blooded animals and men. All warm-blooded animals. All warm-blooded animals. Then in bracket you write down after all warm-blooded animals. In bracket you write down dogs, cats, dogs, cats, comma, bats, dogs, cats, bats, comma, foxes, comma, jackals, 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 dogs, cats, bats, foxes, jackals, comma, mongooses, Mongooses. Then you write down etc. and then bracket close. Dogs, cats, bats, foxes, jackals, mongooses, and then etc. and then bracket close. All warm-blooded animals, number 1, number 2, men. Okay. Number 2 is men. Next point you write down mode of transmission of infection. Mode of transmission of infection. Mode of transmission of infection: deep bite or scratch by an infected animal. Deep bite or scratch by an infected animal. Deep bite or scratch, SCRATCH, scratch by an infected animal. So within mode of infection only, you write down dogs are the main host and transmitter. Dogs are the main host and transmitter. TRANSMITTER. Dogs are the main host and transmitter in Asia and Africa. Dogs are the main host and transmitter in Asia and Africa. Then next point you write down bats are the main host and transmitter. Bats are the main host and transmitter Bats are the main host and transmitter in the US and Canada. Bats are the main host and transmitter in the US and Canada. Next point you write down incubation period. Incubation period Commonly 1 to 3 months. Commonly 1 to 3 months. Next point you write down under that only. May vary from 7 days to many years. 7 days to many years. So you usually show the symptoms within 1 to 3 months of the bite or the scratch, but sometimes you show the symptoms as early as 7 days or as late as many years. Okay? So written,
Under
yes.
under the
No, no, not under the. I said that was whatever I said there. Under the same point you write down, means you don't have to write it down, you just write down. Under incubation period you write commonly 1 to 3 months. Then under that same point you write down can vary from 7 days to many years. Commonly 1 to 3 months. Then next point can vary from 7 days to many years. Written. Okay. Then next you write down clinical features. Under that you write down rabies progresses in 5 distinct stages. Rabies progress in 5 distinct stages. Number 1, incubation. 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 Number 2 is your prodrome. Prodrome. Drome. Single word only, okay? Prodrome. 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 Third point you write down acute neurologic period. Acute neurologic period. ACUTE. Acute neurologic. NEUROLOGIC. Neurologic period. Fourth point you write down coma. 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 Fifth point you write down death.
Ma'am,
DEATH.
third point, please pardon again.
Okay, acute neurologic period. ACUTE. Acute neurologic. NEUROLOGIC. Neurologic period. Fourth is your coma, COMA, coma. And fifth is your death, DEATH, death. Okay. Incubation, prodrome, acute neurologic period, coma, and death. So first one you write down incubation period. Incubation period. So within that you write, this is the time this is the time from the bite slash scratch. This is the time from the bite slash scratch this is the time from the bite slash scratch till symptoms appear. Till symptoms appear. The period is usually, next point, the period usually lasts for 1 to 3 months. The period usually lasts for 1 to 3 months but can vary from 7 days to many years. It's the same line that you wrote in incubation period, okay? The period usually lasts for 1 to 3 months but can vary from 7 days to many years. Next point you write down, the closer the bite is to the brain, the closer the bite is to the brain, the closer the bite is to the brain, comma, the sooner the effects are likely to appear. The closer the bite is to the brain, comma, the sooner the effects are likely to appear. Next point you write down, by the time symptoms appear, by the time symptoms appear, comma, rabies is usually fatal. Rabies is usually fatal. Full stop. By the time symptoms appear, rabies is usually fatal. Next point you write down. Anyone who may have been exposed to the virus anyone who may have been exposed to the virus should seek medical help at once. Should seek medical help at once. Comma, without waiting for symptoms. Anyone who may have been exposed to the virus should seek medical help at once, comma, without waiting for symptoms. So this was about your incubation period. So next is your prodrome. Number 2, prodrome. Prodrome, prodrome. Under that you write down symptoms include number 1 fever, number 1 fever, number 2 headache, fever, headache, number 3 anxiety, 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 number 4 feeling generally unwell, feeling generally unwell, that is usually a general discomfort that you feel, okay, feeling generally unwell, then next sore throat and a cough, sore throat, sore, sore, throat, throat, sore throat and a cough, sore throat and a cough. Next point, nausea and vomiting, nausa, nausea and vomiting, 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 nausea and vomiting. The next point you write down pain, pain, comma tingling, 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 pain, tingling. Tingling means you generally feel like you will scratch that area, okay? It feels that you feel like something is bothering you and you feel like scratching that particular part. So you call it tingling. So pain, comma tingling, and discomfort at the site of the bite. Pain, tingling, and discomfort at the site of the bite. It's the same point. Fever, headache, anxiety, feeling generally unwell, sore throat and a cough, nausea and vomiting, pain, tingling, and discomfort at the site of the bite. Okay? Written? Written till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you write down these can last from these can last from these can last from 2 to 10 days. 2 to 10 days, and they worsen over time. And they worsen, worsen, worsen over time. These can last from 2 to 10 days and they worsen over time. Means the symptoms get even more severe as time passes, okay? Next, you write down acute neurologic period. Acute neurologic period. Under that, you write down number 1, confusion and aggression. Confusion and aggression. AGGRESSION. Confusion and aggression. Then second, partial paralysis. Partial paralysis. Then next you write down convulsions. 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 Convulsions means usually the patient may lose his consciousness. So this is your convulsions. That is the episodic period of loss of consciousness. Okay, convulsions. Next you write down hyperventilation and difficulty breathing. Hyperventilation. HYPER. Hyperventilation. VENTILATION. Hyperventilation and difficulty breathing. Next you write down hypersalivation. Hypersalivation, SALIVATION. Hypersalivation, in bracket you write down producing a lot of saliva. Hypersalivation, producing a lot of saliva. Next, fear of water or hydrophobia. Fear of water or hydrophobia. 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 Fear of water or hydrophobia. Next point, difficulty swallowing. Difficulty in swallowing. SWALLOWING. Difficulty in swallowing. Then next point you write down hallucinations, nightmares and insomnia. Hallucinations, HALLUCinations. Hallucinations, comma, nightmares, 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 and insomnia, INSOMNIA. Insomnia means inability to sleep. Hallucinations, nightmares and insomnia. Then photophobia. PHOTO, photophobia. PHOBIA, photophobia. In bracket you write down fear of light. Fear of light. Photophobia, in bracket you write down fear of light. After that, towards the end of this phase, breathing becomes rapid and inconsistent. Towards the end of this phase, breathing becomes rapid and inconsistent. 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 Breathing becomes rapid and inconsistent. Okay, this was for your acute neurologic period. The rest we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, till now everything is written. Written, everyone?
Ma'am.
Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, okay?